Hello, welcome to another adventure in letterpress. I'm Sven Olaf Nelson, printer and designer at Pineapple Press and Design, and today I am going on a special road trip up to the APA Ways Goose in Two Rivers, Wisconsin at the Hamilton Wood Type and Printing Museum. So this should be a blast. I'm going right now to go pick up my co-pilot, Matt Squibb. So we are going to head up there and have a letterpress weekend of sorts. Should be a different type of adventure. Ways Goose is really where master printers gathered all of the apprentices and anybody affiliated with the shop and just went over new techniques. It's more like an all-company meeting. They were typically done in the fall when it was because the way of the goose was flying away. So Ways Goose nowadays is more of a celebration. I wanted to go just so I could beef up my knowledge in some different techniques. And also, let's just be real, it's always good to get out and about and meet new people in the field and just bounce ideas and talk to people. I wanted to take Matt Squibb with me. He's just starting to dabble into letterpress, so I thought it would be good for him to see the culture. He was okay with me filming and trying to document this trip that he and I were on. But this is really, this is a big trip for two guys that kind of know each other, not really. So he's like a deer in headlights kind of. And there was a moment where he goes, "Are we really doing this?" And it's just like, "Yep, we're still doing this." All right, so I've got Matt Squibb riding along, road tripping, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. According to Siri, it's going to be a 6.5 hour drive. Got any words of wisdom?
Drive fast. Drive safe.
Oh, well, okay. This one time.
Is that it?
This is it.
That was the introduction.
This is the introduction.
Is it done?
Between Sylvania and Two Rivers, Wisconsin, you have to go around Lake Michigan and through Chicago, through Milwaukee, and follow the lake up. When you start getting into northern Wisconsin, it's, cornfields and, hills and trees, and every so often you see Lake Michigan. We found this antique store right at the intersection. We're like, well, we should stop. We're kind of here early in a weird time. There's not really anything going on. We went in thinking it was going to be one size, and somehow there was a tunnel in there into a vortex of time and space. It just went on for days. All right, so we're about 2 miles from Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and we saw this antique store that is on the side of the road. It's quite fun and large. So we decided to stop. So now we're just sitting here looking for fun things. Anything letterpress related is probably going to get purchased right now, but it's not looking hopeful. Yeah, I did buy a little 4-drawer case that I just put little knickknacks for type in it, so it's a little taller than an inch high. Matt got a really strange doll that looked really creepy. This is our home away from home. Yeah, so we did Airbnb. It was this little blue Adobe, and I was like, oh, this is funky. But it was just this 50s little house a couple miles outside of the city. Yeah, I think we were both excited about the next day and starting into the workshops because we both took workshops. Our spirits were high. We were doing good. So the next morning, we woke up bright and early, ready to go. I signed up for a workshop for learning wood engraving. Matt signed up for a workshop for printing a book and then binding it, or folding it. And that was the day, because we were hands-on from the morning until probably 5 or 6. So that first day was kind of small and personal, and you got to take workshops in specific areas. The next day got a little busier. So day 2 at the Hamilton Wood Type Museum, and we are getting lectures and hands-on stuff today, so it should be a good time. Friday was so jam-packed, I couldn't tell you the things that we talked about. I definitely remember learning about how to cast lead type and seeing that really cool presentation about how to do that and how it's being transferred from a generation that has done it to a new generation. There's not a lot of lead type casters. And so having this person report back to how there learning how to do it and tapping into the knowledge that's already out there. I would say it was all across the board, the people that were talking to us. There was a guy who was in the paper industry. He was talking about paper. There's a designer down in Texas that wanted to create an old wood type border and had help from someone to create this wood type border. It did a relay around the country and they sent it from shop to shop. So it's those little nuggets that you, like, I wasn't expecting to learn about that. Saturday, we woke up and we went out. It was the morning of the type sale. And usually that is a really good sale because it's from printer to printer and they have things that they're not using. So it's usually stuff that's relatively decently priced, which is great. So you can pick up stuff there, which I did. I bought this typeface that is gorgeous. All right, so here's the typeface that I bought for the sale. It was Hamilton 6218. Matt, he did great. He cleaned the house. I mean, he was going to everybody's little booth, picking up little things, and he was getting little tchotchkes.
This box, I have no idea what's in it because I didn't look at it.
See, those are the treasures.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some stuff in here. But I think there's also some other stuff in here. But I was also trying to concentrate on things I can use as a word.
Yeah. So are you?
Hey, that's 2 words right here.
That's you've knocked out 2 words.
Little washing machines. There's a very strange ghost person who's contemplating.
If I was a ghost person, I would also be contemplating.
Tell me if that's a ghost person contemplating.
Oh, that is creepy. What does it look like?
It's just some, looks like an old dude of some sort. I think he's got suspenders on. Maybe he's a meat cutter. I'm thinking meat cutter.
He looks pretty cool.
He'd give you some inclination he was a meat cutter. Like he'd have a knife in his hand or something, I think. So I don't know. Barber, I don't know.
So, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people, and I'm an introvert, and Matt's, introverted, and we both just kind of needed a break. And my friend Ari Coolwine brought me some type from his shop that he wasn't using, but he needed the cases back. And so this, had a little micro fun adventure involved in transferring the type from his cases to, a towel, which was a way that people say, like I heard it, like you put the towel on there, you wrap it in there, and you just flip it over and you just dump the type out. It all lands out kind of in the same grid pattern.
Roll it up into the towel.
So it's going to roll up in here. I brought this just for safety. We're going to see if that works. It's probably not going to work.
Turn it over.
Be optimistic. Be optimistic.
I like the round, cupping it.
Okay.
All right, this is going to work. Didn't work.
How was that one?
Why was it so dramatic?
And clearly it doesn't all lay out in the grid pattern. It falls all over the place. So either I didn't do it right or it was just bad altogether. We are both kaput. And we're exhausted because we're just learning all kinds of things. We're meeting new people. And we kind of both agreed that Sunday morning activities we would kind of skip out on. We'd go say our goodbyes. But man, that was a fantastic trip. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. A lot of the things that I do are me and my shop alone, and it's really great to get out into the APA and into the Ways Goose, see these things and, retell the story about how these things are actually still happening and how groups of people are getting together, talking about whatever it is. In my case, it happens to be letterpress. And then taking that back and just being revived and energetic about something that might be going on in our shops. So thank you for sharing this adventure in letterpress with me. I know it's been a little bit different, and we'll see you next time.